Hello, everybody. Hello, hi. I'm sorry for the delay. It's 5 minutes delay. We're gonna start soon. And before we start, let me just give 2 minutes to see, to allow people to enter. Just give me 1 to 2 minutes max. Happy afternoon, everybody. Happy afternoon. Assalamualaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I have got 8 people waiting and I'm putting them, admitting them now. Okay, let me share my screen now so that we can start soon as we. Ni lah kan? Huh? Dah kan? Shush. Is that Sufi? Hi. I wanted to salam. So before we start, if I could ask everybody to stand for 1 minute and 26 seconds, because I'm going to play the national anthem. Yeah, we're going to make way to national anthem for our national anthem. Right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for the patience and also for joining me today. And okay, that's our title for today. Finding the right talent in this volatile landscape. And before we begin, I would, before we deep dive into this this topic, I would want to just give a snapshot about myself so that you get to know me better. Some of you already know me, some may not. Hence, I think it's good for you to know me and for just a glimpse about me, not too much. Yeah. Okay. If you, okay, that's my photo. I look very serious, damn serious, but I am not that serious person. I'm a fun person. I am a good leader. I have actually been in HR industry for about 25 years, obtained master in business administration, specializing in HR, human resource management. The reason why I wanted to share this topic is because I feel that it's for you to feel and have an experience what is going on or what's happening out there, and for you to see whether how it's going to relate with you, even though it's an HR topic. But I think if you were able to just like reverse it on you and see anyone at all who refers to you or yourself as we go along. Yeah, so the objective is to see or to have uh, having right talent to ensure the company growth and sustain, and also to determine and see the levels of recruitment that on the other side the employer have to go through, and on our side as an employee, what do we see and what do we need to know. Yeah, so this is the scope. Yeah, we're gonna cover for about 8 scope. Yes, 8 scope. I'm gonna give you an overview. First of all, I'm gonna give you an overview about numbers of employees, what's going on in this, what's the effect of this at mid COVID-19 pandemic, and what are the job, hot jobs in demand and the highest paid role. Just have a feel out of it, and then the talent acquisition model. It sounds very big, but actually I have diced it. I've actually diced it so that you're able to digest it and see, if you were to apply it to yourself, how do you move forward with this as well? And then you're going to see the strategy part. How is it important to have the strategic side? Yeah, so that the planning comes in, the whole milestone comes in, and how we're going to achieve it. And talent planning is simply means workforce planning. It's important in any organization to know in terms of structure and how to move forward in terms of the business, how they're going to move with this business, and how is it that, what number do you need in terms, and what sort of people do you want, and what sort of people you're looking for. Yeah, and we also going to have a glimpse through of candidates appetite in changing jobs, what a sort of job nowadays people, what are the key elements they're going to look into, and reason why organization having difficulty in hiring. You still see a lot of advertisement, and how come you did not land into a job? Yeah, how are we going to land into a job? We're going to go through into that, and we're going to see how we're going to go in our daily situation. You may not be experiencing it, but I think it's common. People around you or people that you know may have these issues, yeah, or may have this challenge. Compensation for the right people, we're also going to see what are the principal side, and if you were to compensate the right people, if you were to give a right pay, what are the benefits to the company? So you would know as well when you have a feel of all this. Now, towards the end, I'm going to give you a reward. We call it cookie O. Yeah, so we wait after that. Okay, when the time comes, I'll definitely give you that cookie O. Now, references I have available in this slide. You can take a look because it's data. So you would want to know, to see where I get the data from as well. And before we go to the first slide, I have this session where I'm going to call it, it's time for think tank. Yeah, that means you guys and girls is going to go into like give me an answer. I'm going to put you in a situation to just to see the level of awareness, to see your opinion, to see your knowledge or commitment, and how are you going to move with this, and that's my engagement session with you, to put it in a nutshell. And you're going to help me to answer via chat, or you're going to, if it's just a statement, you can actually unmute your mic and you can continue and answer. All right, shall we go to the slide? Okay, it's time for think tank. Now remember, one more thing that I did not mention, every time it's a time to think tank, I'm gonna do this. So you're gonna see this, you're gonna see this 3 times. Now it's just a wake-up call, it's an engagement session to let you know it's time for think tank, like just work out our brain a little bit, not stretching it too much, but a little bit, yeah? So the first question that I have for you, would you be able to tell me, just agree or disagree, having a right talent, is it 8 times more productive? Now, please put in your check box to just tell me whether disagree, agree, yes or no. So I would understand agree means yes and disagree means no. I give you about 1 minute, less than a minute, I think it's straightforward. So you give me your opinion and then we'll move from there as well. Okay, I have Sarah one saying agree. I have Sham saying agree. I have Lynn agree. All right, I have 3 agrees or 3 yeses. And I have another one for Chaizat saying yes as well. Anyone else? Or do I ring this again? Fine. Yes or no? Come on. I know it's 4 o'clock and it's already been set for 4 plus. Come on. Anyone want to answer? So we have got how many yeses? Only 5. So the rest disagree? Yes, no? Okay. I need you to do this. I need you to, okay, I've got, all right. More people coming in. Okay, so if you could just one more time, you have another 30 seconds before you go to 1 minute. So if you could put in the answer, having a right candidate is 8 times productive. So telling me agree or disagree. So I got Anam saying yes. So we have got 6 agree. So we have got participants coming in as well. Meanwhile, how many participants do we have? We have 12. Okay, so hopefully I get more engagement and more participant to participate. Yeah. All right. So chill, relax. We are going to go through. It is just a refreshing session. So it's nothing. It's not going to be an exam kind of thing, but it's a refreshing session. Just an eye opening for all of us, you know, as you go through this slide. So I'm going to go through the next slide. Okay, now this is an overview of employees who lost their job amid the COVID-19 pandemic. I know everyone knows, but do you know the numbers? And I know that everybody been comparing, or as long as it doesn't hit us, do we really care about this? Do we really know about this? Now, let me share with you. I've picked up Malaysia, USA, Australia, Thailand, and Singapore. And you can still see. Yes.
Saya Isnin Jumaat sampai malam kerja.
Okay.
Ya.
Pak ni kalau aku lalu
Okay, so so we have Malaysia on top of the list. Can you see that? And with this COVID-19 pandemic, everyone is about to blame everyone else, but not looking at themselves as well. So hence this session is just an eye-opening. It's just to share what's going on in the market and for us to know how to move forward with all this. And this chart, if you take a look, this is US chart for the unemployment unemployment rate. 2020 April, don't worry about the numbers so much, but I will tell you, April 2020, it hit more than 16%. At now, it goes actually Q4 2020, it's actually gone down. So it's only 98,940. So if you see hours for Malaysia, from 2008 up to current 2020, even until May, it has gone very high. Now, how is it? Yeah. And the unemployment rate is also predicted. It will not be over. It's expected until after 2021. So it will go another level with the second pandemic wave. So it's something for us to just take a look and ponder upon, because this is reality check. Unless you don't need a job, then it's fine. But still, we have people around us who we care about that need this job or need a job. Now, another round of think tank, another round of think tank, another round of think tank. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, another round of think tank. Now, after that, looking at that slide just now, based on the market trend, explain or just tell me what you understand for years to come. Just give me, chat, or you can unmute and just give me your opinion. What do you think? Years to come, is it going to get worse? Is it going to be better with 2 double dose of vaccine? What do you think, especially here in Malaysia? Does it start from us to, how is it? Anyone at all? You want to unmute yourself and answer, or you want to type? If you feel you comfortable into just putting into the chat box, you are welcome. Encik Rahim, you want to share with us? What do you think in years to come? Do you think this trend will continue, or is it's just going to be better, or it's going to get worse, or what do you think, Encik Rahim?
Hello. Okay. As myself, I'm in the health industry where our company we supply PPE, okay, protective personal equipment, such as glove, and then overall for us, we think this is gonna be affected maybe 2 to 3 years, 4 years, who knows? Even after we are all vaccinated, but still the variants has become more evolved until they say we have to take yearly our vaccination. It's gonna be a tough years in future for us lah. That's my 2 cents.
Right. Thank you so much, Cik Rahim, for the sharing session. And Sarah Wan here has actually put in a chat box that she thinks it's going to be worse before it gets better. True. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna move to the next slide. Now take a look at hot jobs in demand. Now these are the comparison that I did as well with which I found out from MERS, from Randstad Malaysia, from Jobstreet, and other consultant industry. So, what happened is that the industries that are in demand in future would be technology, manufacturing, and irony part, Randstad food, construction. Now, I only picked 2 because I am not too sure about construction. The data is given, but I picked 2. So in terms of technology and manufacturing, you can see in the slide the specialization, the skills. Now this, if I would not actually read out loud the specialization or to go in depth because it's very much specialized. But if you look at skills, communication is right. I mean, it's been like identified almost all the data, or rather the survey that been presented. So there are 2 things that is top 2 commonly around the survey that I've read: communication, as well as communication and leadership. Now, talent, experienced talent would be the job or the industry that they've been in. Mostly are the jobs. Yeah. Now, if you look at the highest paid, it's not so much to show you at the C-level or how much they earn. But if you look at security architect, with a minimum of 5 years, they are able to earn up to that figure. Some people would have to work for many years to have that figure. Yeah, so that is when somebody is specialized in the market. And if you see general manager, operation director, These are the people and plant managers. These are mostly the people who actually work in the manufacturing industry. Why? Manufacturing, they believe that is going to evolve, moving from manual to automatic and digitalization. So hence, with the demand, with the job, so the salary has also, I mean, there's also significant increase in the salary. Not that they're getting low paid, but they are going into this notion of getting higher paid. Yeah. So if I could move further, if you have any question, just feel free to raise your hand or put in the chat box. I will read it. I'll read it as we go along, and I will move to the next slide. Yeah, so this is a talent acquisition slide. Don't get terrified with all this model. I mean, this slide move, these 3 slides coming that I'm going to show you, but just see how generally how HR applying it. So they look into sourcing. So sourcing, looking at candidates. So that's how sometimes they do call, they advertise. Screening is when they start to look at the CV or the resume, and then they do the selection. Selection is also when they select the CV and then comes in interview, and then they decide to hire. Yeah, and then managing would be the talent management together with the acquisition recruitment department to work and see how making sure that this person go onboarding, this person has this, has that, and know about the job scope, what's expected, and how to manage the person even up to the development of the person. So it's just that segregation of sourcing, screening, selection, acquiring, which is acquisition, and managing. Okay, so I'll move on to the next slide. If you see, the next slide is about strategy. But before that, let me just give a zing about this so that you can just play it in your mind. Yeah, that's why this slide move from left to right. All right, and we're going to look at strategy. Every time when HR does talent acquisition strategy, some companies doesn't do it. So they just roll their sleeve and they start to do the job. But as an HR, as I believe that training, anything that you need to do, training, recruitment, or anything at all, business, you know, before the implementing, before the kickoff, it always has to start with a strategy. So if you see there, branding, building, job posting, sourcing, it looks very dry. But why is it important enough to become a strategy? These are the key success milestones that are going to make a complete chain of whatever initiative that HR has, especially in hiring. So the left pillar, the brand building, is very important, because why? People look at companies as well. Those days and nowadays, not so many. Yes, they still look at stability. Stability would also reflect the brand. Yeah, and there's so many ways of reaching out to the talent. We don't call, and the choice of words has even changed. They don't call workers, they don't call staff, they start calling talent because it's so special. And human resource, those will call personnel department, very dry. But now it's been called human capital, being called people. That shows has evolved. Same goes to the strategy, but principally it's the same. Now, we move to the next slide. If you don't have any question, bear with me. Remember, as we go along, you need to reverse it to yourself and see how do you move forward in becoming a better or successful person, or how do you move with this? If you don't have a job, how are you going to move with this after this? And how are you going to move if anyone were to refer to you? You may share this with anyone, because you don't know what's the future going to be. Really, you don't know, because it's so volatile. Everything is just like keep on changing, and people have a lot of issues. It's not only about recruitment, but at the end of the day, when you don't have an income, it's a starting point for everything. People start depression, and then you have people having mental issues. All these issues comes in, and people start blaming one another. Yeah, and people. But we need to look at ourselves first. What do we do, and how do we move forward with this? Now, the next slide I want to share with you. But before that, we're going to stop for smile, everybody. I need you to smile. I know it's already 4+. Okay, smile, because it's time for think tank again. All right. the question is now, share with me if you have any branding initiative that you carry out, using one of these hiring strategies. Anyone at all. I give you for about 30 seconds or 1 minute for you to think about and share with us. Or if you don't want to unmute yourself and speak out, you can actually just type in. Now, while you do that, let me share with you what I have. Yeah, let me share with you my experience. I have actually done an initiative. One of it is to I was in this organization. The age is probably about more than 20 years. It says in a scale of syndrome Berhad, I have actually done a branding exercise. One of it, we have really worked out for about 2 years to get ourselves an award. Our employers, being employers of choice, Asia HR Award 2020. And it was an achievement because normally larger organizations would stand a chance of doing that. And before that, we stand 2 rows, winning, employer and employee activities with Pakeso. So all this milestone is very important because then people start to see, oh, okay, this company M. What do you do? You know, when we sat with one of the GLCs, they actually ask us what do we do because they don't know us. But that's our branding exercise, because when we sit next to them, we're almost at par. We may not have the same revenue, but we're reaching out inside and to ensure that we can move forward together, we can fly with our team. So branding exercise is very important. Anyone want to share with us their knowledge or their experiences in this? Okay, let me see. Somebody type in. Okay, true, even by energy. Okay, come near. Oh wow. Okay, especially okay, and especially the entertainment. Yes. Okay, I think okay, right. Branding exercise is so. Thank you, Encik Rahim. So branding exercise is so important. That's the reason why you come first. When you come the first day, it has to be always on board. Onboarding exercise, which is the one that somebody will come and stand and tell you, look, this is who we are, we have how many branch, we have how many people, and this is our policy. That is onboarding. Onboarding is very important for you to get to know the company, because the more you get to know the company, the better quicker, faster result you're gonna produce. So that's why it's very important. And you always tell people about your vision and mission, because it has to be in the blood. Because you can't actually inject it, but using an imaginary words that come in here, all. So onboarding is very important. Yeah, and engagement session. So let me just go continue. If you don't have any question, I'm giving you 10 seconds. Do you have anything you want to ask me? No? Yes?
Puan?
Yes, Sophie.
Actually, I don't understand. What do you mean by branding initiative? Is it like the values that what are the context? Is it like individual, like for us when we attend the interviews, or what do you mean by that?
Okay, branding exercise is something like you call it can be okay. To answer your question first, I dice it up. Yeah, branding exercise can be 2 ways. It can be from the employee, it can be from the employer. Yeah, and branding. If you take the word brand, is the company brand. So every time it's like marketing in the layman terms. So you market yourself, you shout about it, but good values about the company. Now, if I want to hire somebody to, I want to hire a whipped cream, yeah, the whip of the cream, from, let's say, from Oxford University. It's just an example. I go there and I say my company is ABC. They don't know. The whip or the cream or anyone else wouldn't be interested to join. So it's very important to have a brand, a brand which is the brand values translated with that brand and the people itself. Do you get what I'm saying, Sophie? Because when you move forward, when I carry, people were to ask me, where are you from? The minute that I said I come from XYZ, And they say, oh, okay, I know. You guys have got, that is a success story and success factors that the company has. Hence, that's what makes the brand.
You mean like for example, like I'm a law degree, or like that is carry the weight of the credibility or the brand that I'm
Okay,
graduate from?
correct. That's your brand, and your name is your brand. Yeah. So when people said, oh, I'm looking for someone with a law degree. Hey, I know this girl, Sufi, because you have got a good brand, people willing to actually refer you because you already got a brand, good worker, hardworking, great personality, communicate well, communication. The whole thing entails your brand. So that's the reason when we go anywhere else, it's always important to carry ourselves because ourselves is our own brand. The company that we work with is reflective of the brand of the company as well.
Is it similar to credibility, right?
Yes, correct. Yep. True. Yes, Rahim. Yep. Yes. Sufi, do I?
Yeah, I
Yes.
sent a question in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Chat
Let me
box.
ask. Okay. How do we get trust from our buyers, supplier, especially during this pandemic time? People are afraid of spending yet alone to be a company that is new. Okay. In this case, I think there are few criteria that you have to meet in order for you to be a supplier or trust or having a trust from a buyer. The credibility that you use the word just now, Rahim, would actually reflect the brand. Meaning, if I said that I'm going to order, I made an order about 100,000 pieces or 50,000 pieces or even 10 pieces, you would actually say you have a lead time, give me 1 day or 2 days. But you definitely say, okay, max, I will stretch for 2 days. That's your SOP. Now, the minute that you come and give them to deliver 2 days, that's your brand. People say, hey, come back to them because they are good, man. When they said 2 days, it's 2 days. But the minute that you give less than 2 days, that is also your brand. Because why? People say, this company, you just tell them what you want. They get it for you. They get it done for you. You don't have to worry about the quality. They check for you, that kind of thing. So this is the brand. It's always about the brand. Brand will make you go further and fly further. So that's synonymally, if you were to apply to yourself, Sufi, coming back to Sufi, it's also about yourself delivering your work and also your values. If your personality, sometimes we don't want to talk about personalities, but let's talk about the good qualities that you have that will make people actually hire you, and your customer will have more confidence. And they know that in this organization, sometimes they look for a person named Rahim because he's a problem solver, right? And they look for Sufi because she can actually connect me to anyone. I just tell my problem, she solved it. Not because she does anything fantastic, but because she ensure that she do a closure. All right. Okay. Can we move on? Are we good?
Yes.
Okay, we move on. All right. Thank you. Okay. Okay, this is the talent planning framework. Those days it was called workforce plan or manpower planning. Okay, it's something that I have actually condensed it to make it more digestible for everybody, because you can see that it's all about looking at what structures when you say analyze need, and then you data collect, which is stock taking of your people. What sort of people you have, how many years, how many people are deemed to or near to for retirement, and how many people at this, you need to know how many Gen Y, how many Gen X, and to do a succession plan, and how many are top performers, super performers, and how many is not so performing, and what we're going to do with it. So it's all about from analyzing the need, data, and supplying gaps. And then you would identify the workforce strategy, that the pillars that I show, and then you prioritize it, and then you're going to implement it by monitoring and evaluate. Then you're going to see, before you do this as well, some organization or especially company that I work with, I will always do a postmortem to see what have been done before and what are we going to do here now and what are the gap, and can we actually bridge the gap, and do we really need to bridge the gap, or can we just let it be? But normally you need to address things, because if you don't address, it will never be a closure. As I said, closure is very important. I have also okay, Sarah one is agreeing with us. Okay, thank you. Okay, we move on to, is there any question on this talent framework? Okay, if you don't have, I'm going to move to the next slide. Okay, again and again, smile, everybody. Please smile. Okay, it's time for Ting Tang. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, it's time for Ting Tang. It's not a hard question. It's just something how you feel and how you interpret yourself when you hear all this like and your experiences outside. Okay, so time for Ting Tang. Now, do you value, after you have heard all this, do you think you value in hiring the right people, or doesn't matter? As long as a person can work. Do you think it's important? Yes or no? Chat, and put it in your chat. Yes or no? I hope now we're going to have full so that we have 17 participants so that I can have all 17 answer. Yeah. So we have, okay. Yes, yes, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4 yeses. 5 yeses. Yeah. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Jay. Yes. How many more? Okay, Isaac, depends on designation. Oh, wow. Okay, right. Okay. Lin, yeah. Lin, yes. Sham, yes. All right. So we have anyone else? There's still people who hasn't answered. I know. So you want to answer, or you don't want? You answer? I got people after this.
Question again?
The question is, do you think it's good to have to hire the right people, or you just can take anyone?
Oh yes, it's very important, because if you hire the wrong people, then they're just going to leave or resign, and then you have to rehire again. So it's going to start all over again. I think yes, it's very important.
All right, thank you, Chanam. And Dini Kisina say yes. Fantastic. Is there anyone else who want to answer? Do we have enough? Do you have enough? Enough? You want enough time, or you want extra time? So we have the yeses. And so far, everybody is on the same page. Are you guys feeling hot? It's a hot topic, right? Okay, we're gonna move. Yeah, let's move. Let's move. Okay, Che Ali said yes, thank you. Okay, we move on. Right. Now, I'm gonna share with you from some of the surveys on the candidates' view, yeah, on us. What's the appetite? What do they look at when they change jobs? So they have from job stability, brands, and they have financial performance, and they have good leaders. Yeah. And if you I'm going to show you another box here. These are before the box that in a lighter version are before the factors are before COVID-19 pandemic. So those days people look at higher salary, they look at more responsibilities, they look at better environment, they look at growth prospect, promotion, and some of them even look at position or designation. It's very important with that title. They don't care whether the salary is small. Sometimes they want big salary, but you know, they just don't care about responsibility. Some does, but promotion and location, some just want like 2 minutes away from the house. It's almost miracle. But some really can work because they have 2 minutes away from they have jobs that offer them 2 minutes away from their home, and they have brand. Okay, so you can see 4 factors very prominently within the survey, and then what do you call, and also you know, those days that people, when they look at what are the factors that they want to move, what are the factors that they take into consideration when they change job. Okay, Any question? Because I'm going to move. Reason of organization having difficulty in hiring. Okay, so if you see this, okay, it's about people as well. Some are very choosy, or some doesn't have the job experience that they needed. Competition from other employers with benefits, some benefit, etc. I have one when I did one culture camp back about it. When I did one of my culture camp, I got people asking me, can we have same perks like this company that I worked before? But when you do that, later when I run through with you the compensation, you need to take a look at the size of the company as well, yeah? So, okay, moving on. So some doesn't have the right skills and the salary are not competitive, so it doesn't attract the good talent. And again, the right communication and the qualified candidates are just not interested in moving to other location. So I move on, yeah, on other ways how we or employer look or headhunt talent. So I'm gonna give a turn, yeah, okay. So it's all about network. Most of them or some of them, they put in a job advertisement, but when somebody call and refer, they're going to entertain because the comfort level is there. And some, they just rely on networking, yeah. And the referral is very important. So get a good referee when you apply for job, because they can say a few good things about you. Now, don't forget about social media or the connection like LinkedIn. Put a good profile, so that when people, the minute you mention your name, you don't know these people are going to start Googling or typing out, and then your LinkedIn must look good enough for this person to see, wow, at one look, this is the person that I want to hire, and put a good photo, right? Okay. Any question before? Okay, again, 1, 2, 3, we're going to move time for think tank. All right, everybody, time for think tank. Yeah, okay, let's share factors that you would take into consideration when you compensate staff. What do you look at when you compensate staff? Can you share with me? Hands up or unmute yourself. Anyone? Right. Okay. If we don't have anyone, because I'm not going to do this, because this probably technical, but okay, let me see. There's a chat here. Someone put in a chat. Okay. Sham says performance skill critical role. Yes, well said. Thank you, Sham. Okay, and good attitude and okay, I guess this is performance delivered. Very true, because attitude makes everything. Yeah, this is what at the end of the day we have two good candidates. We look at attitude, okay, because you people can learn and willing to learn. And those people who doesn't want to learn, that just, I just want to come and work. That's it. Now, I move on. Thank you, Lisa. Okay, let me move on to the next slide. Okay, this is how the compensation for the right talent with the right job. They take a look, the key element, they look at the scope, yeah, specification of the job. Some requires degree, some requires certificate, and look at the years of experience, qualification, look at the company's revenue, look at just now I was telling you about the largeness, the big, larger organization would be able to give more, specialization, certification. All these are the key elements when any job were to be offered with a pay, yeah. Now, of course, with having a good job, you also take a look at your internal equity. I'll skip the point 2 and 3 first. Now, internal equity is always important. Sometimes people say you need to pay X number just to get this person, which is true, but sometimes you have equivalent good staff staying in the company, but then you're not considering the person, and you take person, you can hire 2 times or 3 times more. So that's affecting the internal equity. Okay, and then we go by having this, you're going to recruit and retain qualified employees because you pay the right size, the right job, the right person with the right skill, compensate them well. I mean, good pay, right pay. increase, you're going to increase and maintain morale of the person or people who are staying when you reward them. And then you're going to encourage people to work more and then to be a high performer. And you're going to reduce the turnover or even encourage people to stay. Loyalty comes in. And remember, 4 key in apart from the compensation, it's all about engagement, it's about leaders, it's about the working culture, it's about the brand. Yeah. Okay. If you don't have any other question, okay, if you don't have any further question, just ponder upon Jack Welch. If you pick the right people and give them the opportunity to spread their wings, yeah, the compensation and reward as a career behind it, you almost don't have to manage it. Yeah, it's going to be parked there. Yes, Lisa.
Hi, Puan. I have
Hi.
a question, Puan.
Yes,
Yeah, I just want to ask your opinion about this. I always encounter that whenever we go for an interview, if it's an MNC company or if it's a Berhad company, yeah, they always ask this question like, why do you want to work? Why do you want to choose MNC? Or why do you think you will suit in a public listed company? And even if there was a recruiter approach me, they would say, oh, it's an MNC company. They would want somebody who has an MNC exposure. Can I know why do they have this kind of sort of like what do you call macam halang, bukan halangan, macam kata, why do they halang if you were from a private limited or what? Why do they want to consider? Why do this have to emphasize that you have to come from an MNC background or you have to been working in a public listed background or culture? So I just want to ask Puan, in your opinion, why do they state that kind of, or why do they have this kind of question, Puan?
Okay. Okay. I remember many years ago, I think it's the same, fundamentally it's the same, it's about perception. But when I was in Arthur Andersen, we, especially consulting industries, we always believe that once you're a high performer, wherever you go, you're still going to be a performer, number one. Because sometimes it's always like, have you worked in healthcare before? Have you worked in a hospital? Have you worked in in all this tourism? Have you worked? But what difference does it make if you have a top high performer? The person is going to perform. Are you telling the person is not going to perform? Okay, one. Number two, when you talk about dealing with MNC, or maybe it's a perception, because sometimes because of the movement, the interaction, the communication, how they work and the processes, it's all about their perception, because it's easier to manage and easier to get people coming from that background to adapt and adopt in that industry. It's not because the person is not good enough, it's because of the criminalization. This is my own opinion. And sometimes we too, it's a value added, but it's not, it's a value added, it's something will be benefiting for both parties. But if you don't have that, you can never go into MNC, do you? If we're not given the chance to go into MNC or any listed company.
Yes, yes, correct.
Yeah. And I've been in this interview. This guy, he's not local. He did mention to me, he said, why don't you want to work in GLC? Why would you want to work in MNC? And where that here, I don't know whether you can work or but that was those days. But not knowing my full background again, but at the end of the day is how the attitude and how you value that people come in. People brought in a lot of things. People brought in a lot of things together with themselves. So when you go for interview, it's always about you representing yourself. I believe it's only a perception that people have across. And managing, as I said, managing people will be easier because you already come in from, let's say, from an organization, MNC organization, and then you come in, I don't have to worry so much to tell you what to do. But if it's coming from the headhunter, it's just a preference. I don't think it's the fast rule that you need to get, or maybe it's preference. Yeah. Did I answer you, Lisa?
Yes, yes, Puan. Thanks. I hope that this perception will change, because it doesn't. I don't think if anyone is from GLC or even from Sdn Berhad, as you said, if they are a good performer, they have the right attitude, they can always work anywhere. It's just about adapting to that
Yeah,
particular. But you have to give them a chance lah.
true.
But this is the question, and when you go for MNC interviews, they have so many rounds of interviews.
Yeah,
It can be very exhaustive. You feel very exhausted, and then at the end of the day, you find that, oh, you're not being selected after 3, 4, 5 rounds of interview. So yeah, that's I always wonder why do they set that kind of high expectation, either the MNC or even the recruiter. So that's a question that I always wanted to ask. So thanks, Puan.
okay.
Thanks, Puan,
All
for the
right. It's
clarification.
sad. It's sad, but that's what's happening. Yeah. But let me give you another example. It has got nothing to do with MNC, but it's also sometimes it's about people perception, the interviewer or the hiring manager. Sometimes they even ask, this question very typical, especially that person, are you going to get, that's why in other countries or states, you don't ask about age, you don't ask about, your race or ethnic, you don't ask about married, single, or, some people that even ask, when you're going to get married, because they need to know, oh, this guy, if he come here, you're gonna get married to one, that kind of thing. And they even ask sometimes the interviewers, amazingly, a lady asking another lady, when are you gonna get, are you gonna get pregnant soon? Are you gonna get baby soon? And that it goes to that in depth. So I think this is just a practice that people have been practicing, not realizing the sensitivity. You should evaluate the person. Okay, we going to move to the next slide. Yeah. So this is the cookie O that I promised everybody. If you have any question, you can ask me again after this, but this is reward time for everybody for amazingly been with me for this 1 hour, and I hope to see you again. But of course, I'm going to see you in a minute. It's not in a minute, but it's going to be like probably 15 minutes. But this is, hear this again and over and over again, because I really find this video is very satisfying. It's so fulfilling when you are down, when you're down. Listen to this. Okay, I have my sister Oprah here. All right, over to Oprah now.
They didn't like the way I looked. This is in 1976 when your boss could call you in and say, I like the way. Put me on a talk show in Baltimore. And the moment I sat, I realized
Okay, everybody, thank you so much for your attention. Apparently some of you can't really hear. I understand that, and apparently I thought we are here to also use our listening skill and our reading and comprehend, you know, everything what's been told. If you need a link, I'll provide you a link later, so that you can hear it with Oprah's voice. Yeah. So it's already about an hour 10 minutes that we have run through this program, this webinar. If you have any question, you can actually ask me now. I have the references at the back. If you need to have a snapshot later, I can also provide to you. But before you go off and before or after you have a question, I would want everybody to on the video so that we can take a photo for this webinar. And we can start. Like, you have anyone have any question before that? Okay, if you don't have any question, I don't have this anymore coming. Yeah, but I really thank you for all the effort or the time that you spend and the attention given throughout this webinar. And may God bless all of us, and we move forward together. And you're welcome to join in my another webinar, you know, when the time comes. I will let everybody. Yes, thank you, Lisa, and thank you again, everybody. So let's on our video, and so that we can take photo, because we don't want to see names, we want to see our real self. Yeah, can we do that now? Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for coming and attending this. Thank you so much. So I'm going to stop share my slide, and we're gonna everybody, have you actually show, or you are I see a lot of people yet to on their okay, unless you have already a photo there. Okay, Amira has a beautiful photo there, so okay, that's fine. Wow, Rahim has changed into a different wardrobe now. Okay, right. So anyone else? Okay, are we ready? Because there's a lot more people who has yet to. Okay, don't forget to smile. I was giving you all the sessions so that we all chill, relax, and just enjoy the webinar. For the last time, we just want to record this moment that you've enjoyed this webinar. And as much as I've enjoyed your presence, yeah, so you don't have to smile like as big as McDonald. Just give a smile. But I know I have problem in smiling, but I try. Because I smile, I will be grinning. But I try. So can all of us, Anam, can you on your video? Who else? Lisa, you want to on your video? Show your beautiful face. Ben, Suhaimi, Prisha. Otherwise, we are good. I'm gonna count. And a count of 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay, we are ready. 1, 2. Say cheese, the old-fashioned way. Cheese. Well, okay, one more time. Dini Kasina has done that. So you want to do any freestyle, everybody? Freestyle. Peace. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate. Bye, everybody. Assalamualaikum.
Baik, baik. Dan sudah mati.